Hello and salutations, it's me, Salty, and here I am again with another 2 Cents Toys review. And today we're talking about the Marvel Legends Caliban Wave Beast. And I've been waiting for this line to hit for so long. As soon as I saw it announced, I went gaga for it. I love every character in that line. And I'm a huge fan of the X-Men, specifically the Jim Lee X-Men, because those are the ones I grew up with and I couldn't wait for it. And I was lucky enough to find this particular beast at my local Walmart for $18 before tax. So, a little history behind Beast. Dr. McCoy, Henry McCoy, or Hank as people call him, he first appeared in the first X-Men comic in 1963. And he looked a little bit different, as this photo might show you. He's the only toy representation I have of the original Beast. He's from one of the old Toy Biz lines. As you can see, looked a little bit different from how we have him now. Beast was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. No shocker there. But the Beast that we know first showed up around 1972. He was gray originally. He wasn't blue quite yet. But that was Amazing Adventures 11. And Jim Lee, 1991, Blue Beast. That's the one that I know. He's also appeared in various films, portrayed by Kelsey Grammer and Nicholas Hoult. Kelsey Grammer portrayed him in Last Stand and reprised the role briefly in Days of Future Past. And Nicholas Hoult's basically been playing him ever since X-Men First Class. I gotta say, though, that I much preferred Kelsey Grammer's portrayal. He just looks the part better. He got the nuances and the character better, I think. I mean, that comes down to direction as well, but nothing against Nicholas Hoult, but I just like the Kelsey Grammer version just a little bit better. So, as you can see in this box, though, he comes with 2 hands and the Caliban head, but, you know, we're not going to worry about the Caliban head until I get the rest of the wave, and then we'll talk about Caliban and all that. But we're going to bust this baby open and go over all the points of articulation, and I can tell by looking at him he's got a bunch. So, here we go. And here he is out of the packaging, and so far, I think this figure is the bee's knees. I've done some posing around. He's super articulated, and I can't wait to get into that. But first, I want to talk about the additional hands that we got. We got an additional left hand, which is an open paw, and so that's, you can do all those fancy little handstands that we've seen in the promotional shots. An additional right hand, which is a closed fist. And I think they're great for their own purposes, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to go with the hands that were in the package already on him. So, we're going to go over articulation, and he has a ton of articulation. A ton. I don't know if he's the most articulated Marvel Legend that we've got so far, but he's got a bunch of them. So, first, we're going to go over the head. He can look up that far, not super far. He can bury his chin, and we've got swivel, a ball joint. He kind of leads with his chin when he turns his head, though, but we do get a really good amount of tilt out of him, I think. Moving on to the arms, we got a butterfly joint, which I think should be standard in every Marvel Legend. We got shoulder swivel, rotate, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, comes up about that far, pretty far for a muscular Marvel Legend, I think. Wrist swivel and pivot. His hands are a little bit rubbery, but that's neither here nor there. Now, here's something I haven't seen them do before. We have a dumbbell joint up here at the top and ab crunch, which I think is great. I'm willing to sacrifice the fact that there is no waist swivel for that dumbbell joint, because he can bend and swivel. I think that's a little bit better than waist swivel, just because when you start turning the waist too much, you get that weird kind of gap, and it just looks weird. I'd rather than do this, so he can, you know, bend down and touch his toes, and without having to, you know, twist the waist all around. So his legs, he's got the pivot. He can kick up that far. He can kick out almost at a 90. He's got thigh swivel, which mine's a little tight. He's got double jointed knees, and they can come up about that far. He's got a forward-facing rocker and a pivot on his ankle. They can go back that far. He can kick forward that far. And we've got a toe swivel down here, which I'll throw a picture up right now. He can balance on his toes. You just got to work with him a little bit, but he can do it. And that is the articulation for this figure. But I think it's great. The paint apps, I think, could have been done a little bit better. Sorry for the hiccup. Just like with Living Laser, they didn't put any black fur back here on his butterfly joint, which is a little unnerving, but I'm not really going to look at him from the back. I'd rather see the front of Beast, honestly. But I like the black fur, the kind of the wash. It's a little darker on the hands than it is on the forearms and the shoulders and back here, but it's a nice, kind of layered paint up here on the head. I like the paint on it. I just wish that they would get more back here. I know it's probably going to rub off, but I really do enjoy it. I'm going to put some photos up now on how he scales. According to the Marvel database, Beast is only 5'11", which kind of surprised me. And I'm going to put him here next to Deadpool. And Deadpool is supposed to be 6'2", but for some reason Beast is taller than Deadpool. And then I have him next to one of my taller Marvel Legends, Colossus, who, in his armored version, according again to the Marvel database, is 7'5". So he should be towering over Beast. I mean, he is taller than Beast. I'll give them that. So I don't know. I don't know if Deadpool's maybe short and Beast is the right height, or maybe they made Beast too tall. Either way, in my head canon, I think he scales well, just because I always thought Beast was much taller than the average human. But according to the database, he's only 5'11". But, if you're going to be a stickler about that, then we could complain about things all day. But I'm also not a big fan of the open mouth look. I kind of wish we had gotten a normal Hank McCoy face with like the glasses, a calm face, something. I imagine we'll probably get another Beast later, with like a lab coat and some glasses, him holding a book, something. I think what would be really smart for Hasbro to do, and this is me just thinking about like Build-A-Figures and dioramas and stuff, I think it would be really cool for them to make like a Danger Room or something you can buy. The price point would probably be a little higher than most people are willing to pay, but that would be a good opportunity for them to give us something that's a diorama and include, extra head sculpts for all these X-Men and extra little accessories that people have been wanting without them having to re-release new figures. Or I guess, the same figure over again, because some people aren't going to buy it, or the swappers are going to get a hold of them and start swapping crap, and they're the scum of the earth. If you do that, don't sub to my channel. I don't like you. But anyway, I really love this figure with these photos here at the end. You can get him into some really great poses. I couldn't do much with him in Colossus just because Colossus has limited articulation, but he worked really well with my Deadpool figure, and if you have the chance to get this Beast, I recommend that you do it. He's great. He's definitely going to be a center point in my displays, and I just can't say enough good things about it. I know people are going to complain about the no waist swivel, but I've already moved past that. I just wish we'd gotten a different head, and the hands that were extra are also, they're great. But I'd like, an open palm hand for the right hand and a closed fist for the left hand. But, 2 sets of extra hands plus a Build-A-Figure piece and a new head. I know it's asking a lot for the $20 price point. Anyway, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Follow us on social media. You can find us over on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. And you can find us on Instagram. We are 2 Cents Toys across all media. And I really hope you enjoyed this review. I enjoyed reviewing this figure, and I'm Salty, signing off.